Hi there, it's Friday the 1st of October 2021, my last week of podcasts, and we're looking at mission on our doorstep and how Jesus empowers us, all of us, to be missionaries in the communities in which we live, just as he empowered his disciples. First of all, we've learned this week that his disciples were just ordinary people, just as we are, ordinary people. But Jesus loves to take ordinary people. Secondly, some of them doubted, and we can be people who doubt. But Jesus can take us even with our doubts and our fears and still empower us and use us for his kingdom. Thirdly, some were failures, some had failed like Peter. And yet Jesus took Peter and restored him and enabled him to do all that he wanted him to do, just as he can, even if we have failed. And fourthly, Jesus can take people for whom life seems good. It wasn't just all people who had problems and doubts and fears and failures. He takes people whose life seems to be good and working well, and everything seems to be just ticking along nicely. We talk about how Jesus came for the poor, but he also came for the rich and the wealthy, those who had status and power and position, because nobody is outside of the scope of God's kingdom. And so Jesus called Matthew, who was a tax collector, who had a good job, I suppose, who perhaps had everything he wanted in his life. He had a nice house maybe, and nice clothes, and steady income, and yet Jesus called Matthew and says, Matthew, I'm calling you into a life to serve me. Now for Matthew, he had to give up his job, his tax collecting business. But of course for others, Jesus calls us while we are in our jobs, and perhaps in a good job, and he calls us to continue to be in that good job and to serve him through that. And that's good. So whether you are rich or poor, doesn't matter. Jesus can still empower you, even when we might think we have it all. There's more through Jesus. Jesus can use us, use our wealth, use our position, use our status for his kingdom. He can use you in your business if you're self-employed. He can use that business not just to bless you and your family, but to bless others, to be a witness to others in the way that you handle your taxes and your finances. So wherever we are in life, God can take us, God can use us, God can empower us. We can be witnesses in our community, witnesses to the people round about us. It's wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful. What a wonderful God he is. What an honour it is to serve him, to follow him. God bless you. Speak to you again one last time tomorrow.